The Bert Show.
Time to get buzzed on the hot goss from Hollywood with Abby. It's the Bert Show's Entertainment Buzz.
You'll be able to read Lisa Marie Presley's memoir as soon as this October. So she passed away exactly a year ago on January 12th, so a year and a couple of days. And apparently before she passed, she had asked her daughter, Riley Keough, to help her finish her memoir. And some of it has been recorded on tape. And some of those audio clips are going to be released on audiobook when it gets released on October 15th. So I feel like that's pretty soon. I mean, considering that she's only been passed away for a year. And according to the publisher, the memoir is mostly composed of mostly Lisa Marie's words, with her daughter, quote, filling in the blanks from her own memory. Her daughter says, "Few people had the opportunity to know who my mom really was, other than being Elvis's daughter. I was lucky to have had that opportunity, and working on preparing her autobiography for publication has been a privilege, albeit a bittersweet one."
I mean, as long as Lisa Marie Presley gave her blessing to do that, then by all means, her daughter should fulfill her request.
Yeah. What is she going to do? Come back from the grave? Probably not.
Maybe.
All right. All right. Do you have anybody you don't want to attend your funeral? Well, Shannon Doherty, she's battling stage 4 breast cancer, and she says she has a long list of people she doesn't want to attend her funeral. She says it's way too long. In a new article with People, she says, "There's a lot of people that I think would show up that I don't want there. Their reasons for showing up aren't necessarily the best reasons. Like, they don't really like me, but they will because it's the politically correct thing to do, and they don't want to look bad. I want my funeral to be like a love fest. I don't want people to be crying or people to privately be like, thank God that bee is dead now." Shannon also says that she wants her ashes mixed with her dogs and her dad's, which is a interesting little tidbit.
It's not weird. You're dead.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Do whatever you want. Smoke them. I don't care. I'm dead.
You don't think it's weird to mix them up?
That is weird.
I'm trying.
I'm practical when it comes to death. It doesn't, you're dead.
If I wanted my space when I was alive, don't stuff me in there with somebody.
That would be that would be disrespectful to you because you're an introvert.
Exactly. Yes.
I get
Least
that.
you could do is give me my own.
Know the dead person, man.
Exactly.
I honor the dead person as you would have in life.
Bingo.
Yeah, don't make me interact with people in the afterlife, too.
Oh.
Give me my space. I will say, though, so every time my parents go on a big trip, they send me, like, the same text message every time they're on the tarmac. They're like, hey, by the way, if we die in a fiery plane crash on our way to the Maldives, here's where you can find all the important documents. And there was one time when I got a little curious, and I was like, I wonder what's in these documents. Like, I wonder, like, what's in the will? Like, how much am I getting compared to my brother? Like, what's the money situation look like? So I go into my parents' side drawer, and the first page is, of course, all the blah, we died, blah, so sad. And then the last line of this letter that supposedly I'm going to read if my parents pass away in this plane crash is, oh, and by the way, blank can't come to the funeral. That is the last words my parents would ever say to me is this one person is allowed to come to their funeral.
I had a friend that was like this also. Every time he got on a plane, he would send me an email with the instructions for his kids who were grown at the time and what he wanted his afterlife to look like. Yeah. Every single time he got on a plane.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. You don't have to do that. Like, you literally have a will. You write all of that in the will. You don't have to text people and traumatize them every time you go on a trip with your potential impending death. Write it down in a will and have your whatever kind of...
Well, what if it changes? What are you going to do? Change your will every time you take a flight?
What are you changing? Oh, now I want Amazing Grace instead of Ave Maria?
Well, you've got new things. No, it's not funeral arrangements. It's like things in his life. Like he's got documents that are here and then he moves into a different house, or he wanted his kids are growing up and they have a different situation. So every time he got on a plane, it was a different situation.
Oh, bless it.
One of your kids might piss you off at some point. Things change.
You got to let them know every single time. All right, Tina Fey, she's revealing why the Mean Girls original cast didn't come back in the musical version. So there's a lot of people talking about this movie over the weekend because people had high hopes for it. was a little bit of a disappointment for people. And the only person who ended up making a cameo was Lindsay Lohan. And Tina Fey, in terms of like the other cast, in terms of them not coming and being a part of the film, she says, we'll never know. They're busy people, so it didn't come together, but we tried and we all love each other. But how much can you love each other if you don't want to come back for the remake?
Is it Renee Rapp who's the lead? And did you see the interview she did where they asked about the cameo from Lilo? And she looks and she's like, and Stitch? And then
She's so Gen Z.
And then they're like, Lindsay Lohan. She's like, oh, I thought you were talking about Lilo and Stitch. And she was like, did I miss something?
God, I hope they never put her in media training. She's a hoot. All right, Lil Nas X is addressing the controversy surrounding his new single that people say mocks Christianity. I'll tell you if he apologized on your next E-Buzz on The Bert Show.
The Bert Show.